Hey, my name's Joel, and in this video, I'm going to be giving you an overview and showing you how to use this MaXpeedingrods 4000W inverter / generator. Then I'll give you my honest opinion on how it worked and what I think of the build quality. Now, we've done a lot of generator reviews this summer, but this one is special because it has many features that other generators don't. Mainly, it has a Bluetooth connectivity that allows you to connect to an app and control everything from inside an RV or far away within Bluetooth range. So you can go inside, see how many watts you're pulling. You can turn your generator on and off. You can switch to eco mode on and off. You can start, you can stop, you can do all that from your app. And you never have to use a pull cord again if you don't want to. You can use push button start if you don't want to use an app. So this generator seems to have everything. So let's go ahead, I'll jump behind the camera, I'll show you this panel, talk about all the features that it has, and then we'll put it to the test. We're gonna plug it into this big old RV behind me, see how it does running the AC and handling a heavy load, test the Bluetooth functionality, all of those things and more coming up in this video, so stick around. On top, we have a nice comfortable handle, and it's not really that heavy of a generator. You can carry it 30, 40, 50 feet with no problem. I really like this gas cap. It's got a tightener that won't allow you to go too tight. It kind of clicks like a gas cap on a car does. Then it opens it up, and you've got this chain here that keeps everything together. You can't lose your cap, and it's got a nice filter down here in the fill hole. I also love that you can monitor your gas level digitally and around the front. So as you're pouring, you never go too full. So if I turn my generator on here, you're gonna see it'll give me a little read up out of how much fuel I have in that gas tank. If you're using gas, there we go. We're pretty much 100%. That's really nice to have, so you know, hey, in this little 1 gallon, 1 point something gallon capacity, we are all the way full or getting close to empty. All right, so let's take an up close and personal look at this interface on the MaXpeedingrods 4000W generator / inverter, because there's a lot going on here. It's much more sophisticated than most generators that I've owned, and it's got a lot more electronics on top. So first thing is first, this is your main switch, your main power switch. When you kick this on, you'll see your screen kick on, your battery meter, your fuel meter here, your reset. All your readouts right here will kind of kick on. With this main switch on, your light here up top will work. And it's hard to see it right now, but if I block it out, you can see it's a nice little LED light, which will come in handy if you're trying to do any of this in the dark. So around the generator, we've got all of our various types of plugs. Right here, I won't use this just yet, but this is your push button start. That's right, this has a battery and an electric start. It also has a remote start on it, which we will show you in just a minute. But this is really cool, really convenient. From inside an RV, from far away, you can start and stop, monitor all this stuff. But you do have this screen here to help you monitor how many watts you're using, low oil, power, Bluetooth connection, which you can connect it to your phone, all of those things right up here in this or in their app. So right next to the start button, we have your standard USB plugs. This is a USB-A and USB-C right here on top. Really handy to have if you're just trying to do a quick charge on a phone. And of course, a dust cover, which is a must for any generator. You don't want anything getting inside of these ports. Right next to it, we have our 30 amp plug, and it comes with this 30 amp adapter that goes into this plug right here. Simply push it in and then a little turn and it locks that plug in there. So you could plug an RV in, which we're about to do in just a minute to test out the full capabilities. But again, we've got a nice dust cover, snaps back into place like this. Doesn't just flop, it snaps in, keeps all the dust and debris out of there. Next to that, we have our 20 amp plug. This is your standard household plug. Just one. I kind of wish there were two, but just one is probably all you're gonna need if you're running a cord to something. And then we have right here your circuit for your 20 amp plug, 20 amp circuit. This will pop out. You can pop it back in if you need to. Now, in the top right hand corner here, you can see that this is our dual fuel control. So this will run either on gasoline or propane. This is your propane connection here, and then here at the bottom you have all your stats. I almost always run on gasoline unless there's no other option, because look here, you're getting more power. 4,000 starting watts, 32 continuous out of a gasoline fuel source, and then out of propane only 3,600 peak watts, and then 3,000 running watts. I would much rather use gasoline. It's much more readily available, things like that. Easier to find a gas station than a propane tank exchange sometimes. Then right above that we have our parallels. This is where you can connect two generators together, run them in concert for more power. I rarely do that, but this is nice to have if you need it. And before any of the fancy technology up front will work, you have to turn your fuel switch on. Now it has two on positions. In the instructions it shows it putting it right here. I don't know that it matters. I've run it in both positions. Maybe one is for propane, one is for gas, but either way it will work on either one of these positions. Make sure that is on, that your master switch is on, and then your push button or your app will easily start the generator. And while we're here, we might as well test the pull start, even though it's not as much fun. So we've got our fuel switch to on, we've got our master switch up front on. Hopefully all it takes is one pull, so let's give it a try. It's one. That wasn't a very good one. There we go. And even though we're not going to test it in this video because I think it's sufficient to test with the gas power, this is the propane hookup nozzle that you get with the generator. So it's got this quick connection right here. This part will screw into your generator. Let's go ahead and screw this in here just so you get an idea what this looks like. Yeah, there you go. And then you would switch to propane power and plug your tank in, or screw your tank into this side, and you can run on propane. Now, like I said, it doesn't run at full capacity on propane, so you need to use gasoline to get all the max power out of this generator. It also comes with this nice little cover, so you don't want to cover it up while it's hot, but when it's cooled down, you can put this on top and it'll keep everything looking nice, keep your generator in good shape for the next time it's ready to use. Now let's talk about what makes this amazing, the app, the MaXpeedingrods app. I've already set up the generator with the app. It took 2 seconds with Bluetooth. Turn it on and it automatically found the generator via Bluetooth. You do have to have your switch in the on position, and when I do, you'll see the Bluetooth will light up here. We simply click on our generator and there are all your controls. So we'll look at this a little closer when we're actually running something, but it tells you how many watts you're using, how much fuel you have, 95% fuel, how much voltage you're using, your frequency. You have a start button and an eco button down here. So let's go ahead and start this up so you can see that it actually does start with the push of a button from your app. So we're on here, we are on the side of the generator. That's important as well. So let's just hit the start button and start her up. There it goes. So let's go ahead and get this hooked up to the RV and test out how much it can handle. All right, so I'm about to go inside the RV, but just here on the other side, you can notice it's extremely quiet. There's not much noise transferring from one side of the RV to the other. For a larger output generator, it is remarkably quiet. And so that's something that I think is really important when you're using these at an RV park. You want to make sure you're using them at respectful hours, not all the time. Most places have generator hours, but no matter what you're running with it, quiet is always good. All right, we're inside the RV now, and we just have some lights on, a few little things, accessories going. It says we're pulling 124 watts right now. Really cool that we can monitor that in real time. So let's go ahead and try out this air conditioner. This is a 30 amp. This should run the AC no problem at all. Let's go ahead and turn it on here. Set to cool. Just kicked on. And now we are pulling about 1500 watts. Wow, that's it for an air conditioner. One air conditioner. See, we've got 95% fuel, 123 volts at 60 hertz, running our RV air conditioner just fine. We have this set here, set at 69. Current temperature in here, 94, ridiculously hot. So you cannot hear the generator running. The generator is so quiet just compared to the air conditioner inside, you would never know that it's out there. And let's just go check on the generator. It's a little louder than it was. Yeah. Running just fine. All right, while our AC is cooling things down in here, I will mention that we did try this before with eco mode on, and it did not kick the air conditioner on. It didn't trip the generator, but it would not kick the AC on. So I had to turn eco mode off and then try the AC, and it kicked. So it must have some kind of setting where eco mode won't take that big of a surge or something like that, but no problem once I turned eco mode off. It kicked the generator, and it's still pulling about 1500 watts of solid power. Yeah, I can reconnect from in here. Now we're pulling about 1700 watts of power. And there are a few other things kicked on in the RV, like the TV's going now, goes automatically. We've got lights on, things like that. But it's a really convenient way to control your generator from inside your RV. And then when we're done here, let's just go ahead and kick this off, see how this affects it. Kick it off, and there we go, it kicked off. Oh, did you see that jump? Jump down to 173 watts. So, you know, it's handling not even half its wattage is handled by this AC. I think mathematically we could run 2 ACs on there, but you're not supposed to run 2 ACs on a 30 amp hookup. So I think it did that pretty well. And the fact that we can control it all from right here. And if I was done, I could kick my generator off. Let's just go ahead and do that. Turned it off. I don't know if you can hear that. It's off now. I can hear it from the outside. But yeah, everything is controllable right here on this app. I've got all the information I need, and we are currently off, but inside the RV, I just wanted to test the range of the Bluetooth to see if we could start it up from here. So let's start it up. There it goes. I heard it start up. Whew, so the RV is a hot place to be on a 95-degree day like this, but with a generator, you can stay cool inside no matter where you are. My family and I like to go off-grid away from things, and this is a great way to do it without ever having to get out of my RV to go check on the generator. It seems quiet enough. You know, there's lots of different tiny little generators that claim to be super quiet. They're all about the same to me. We did some decibel meter readings. You know, it was very comfortable just to stand around. It wasn't too loud. And from inside an RV or just the other side of the RV, totally quiet enough to get away with. I think in general, all the different technological things that this generator inverter brings to the table make it that much more enticing to me. This generator is strong, it runs strong, and it seems like we never got it close to capacity. That's one thing I never like to do, is I don't like to push generators beyond their capacity because that could lead to issues. But knowing that we had a specific wattage readout through our app helped us to keep this within range, know we were comfortably using it correctly, and I think that's important. So if you're looking for a generator that will get a lot of use and will allow you to just want to use it because it's fun and easy, I think this is a good choice. So check it out for yourself. I really think you're gonna like it.